Japanese furniture is going to reflect a lot of the ideas that we've already seen in the home. So when we look at Japanese furniture, the Japanese tend to be fairly minimalistic. This is because you want pieces that are going to be small and portable, since you have these room partitions that allow you to move things around and create different purposed rooms or multi-purpose rooms, as it were. So we see a very strong floor culture as we see in this photo. And actually here we see a number of those elements that we've already talked about. The use of the dividing screen that can kind of block off a corner or block off a piece of the room. The use of the hibachi grill, which we just talked about very recently. And of course, that floor culture. We also see the minimalist design. So for example, we have one wall hanging here. We have something in the corner, although that may be some form of floor mat. We see the one partition. But they have this willingness to live within a very minimalist space. It allows them quiet contemplation for the mind. It also allows them to focus on the few items that they have. They'll be particularly precious and typically made with incredible craftsmanship. The idea of sort of the Kmart, Walmart cheap goods that we live with today, that's antithetical to what we see throughout most of Japan. So many of the pieces that they have are going to be minimalistic, very clean lines, and very, very simple. Because they're so simple, they tend to focus on the joinery, and this becomes a decorative element. So Japanese joinery, if you've done any woodworking, is very, very complicated at times, but it's all designed to work without any sort of metal implements. It tends to be very, very strong, and it's also aesthetically pleasing. And that's really the key to a lot of it. So we see these Japanese craftsmen putting in incredible work for very simple pieces, such as this bench with a very complicated dovetail pattern put into it. That pattern becomes virtually the only decorative element in the bench. And so by beautifying it, by making it an aesthetic element, they show the importance of the piece. This is also a people who are very close to nature throughout most of their existence, and therefore they want to make the most of these natural resources that they're working with, the very limited resources that they have.